to welcome you back to Black Site tonight. We're going to talk about Joe Biden is staying in the race. First, I'd like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. This morning on Morning Joe, Joe Biden's campaign chair said that Biden is staying in the race, even though there has been slippage among congressional Democrats and senators who are supporting him to stay in the race. She said Biden is the only person who can beat President Trump this fall, and that he will be back on the campaign trail next week. You have about 30 congressional leaders right now calling for Biden to step aside, 7 more this morning. But Biden is at home recovering from COVID, but his campaign chair say he is still in the race. And basically, he's saying, because he's extremely angry at those leaders, those people in Hollywood, and in media trying to get him to get out of the race. They were the same people in 2015 who told him he could not run against President Trump, and they picked Hillary Clinton. So Biden seems like he has a lot of anger from the past, not being picked right away because he was the successor to President Obama. But they decided to switch. But the heat is on Joe Biden right now. He has COVID. They seen the poll numbers after the debate. Then we had the assassination attempt. Then we had the Republican convention. And there are many Democrats, especially strategists, feel as though Biden has no chance of winning. But his campaign director basically said that most of the voters have hardened, you either for Trump or Biden, in that they're not losing any slippage among their voters, and Trump is not gaining any Biden voters. So they're still fighting for that middle space, the independents. And they feel as though Joe Biden has multiple ways to win this election. So she was extremely confident. And plus, you have to understand, Morning Joe is the first show that liberals get up in the morning and watch. That is basically the signature show for Democrats. And when she came on there, basically, to put all the fires out that Joe Biden this weekend, this Sunday, was going to announce that he's stepping aside and that he would not endorse Kamala Harris, it seems that it is not true, that he will stay in the race. And I know if he does, the tension with Democrats will become even worse, because the headwinds is not behind Joe Biden right now. And you have Chuck Schumer, who did not deny that he asked Joe Biden to step aside. You have Nancy Pelosi talking in the open, basically saying that Joe Biden cannot win this election. But Joe Biden seems to be standing firm with the power of the presidency, saying that he's in the race. We really don't know what's going on. This is complete chaos. But that is the campaign chair. That is the person that Biden, Jill, Hunter, and them speak to. And Biden has not made a decision to step aside or give a speech. It was people out there saying that basically that a speech has already been written for Sunday. But what they're saying is that he's going to be back on the campaign trail. And if he's back on the campaign trail, you're talking about coming up, we have the Olympics coming up. Then we have the roll call on August 7th. And once that happens and they nominate and give him the nomination, there's nothing that you can do then. You got to roll with the punches and maybe wait to September 10th or something else happens in the campaign with President Trump. But I do know that Biden still has the backing of the Congressional Black Caucus, the Hispanic Caucus. He still has the backing of AOC and that crew over there. So he still has enough backing to stave off trying to get thrown off the ballot or trying to make him step aside. But he has his donors saying that they are not sending any money to Joe Biden. You have Katzenberg. You have all those guys in Hollywood. We don't know how many people in the business community will basically tell Joe Biden, you need to step aside. But Biden may not want to listen. He's angry right now. And you got to understand he's angry, because you got President Obama on the outside being Brutus, sticking him in the back. And let me tell you something, he is president. And that's final. You voted for him. You should have had him step aside over a year ago and had an open race. But y'all thought that y'all could run this game that y'all have run on the American people for 3.5 years, that this man was still up to the job when you knew that many of people, especially in the conservative media, have been saying this for the last 2.5 years, that Biden could not do the job. But now it has gotten to a crisis point. Now y'all want to kick him to the side. But you got his family, you got his campaign people saying that he is staying. And why don't Obama and Clinton and the rest of them just come out and say it all together? Stand on a podium and say, hey, it's time for Joe to go. But he is the president. That's what they forget. You're not. He's the commander-in-chief. And you can have all the people out there in the grandstand saying, Joe, it's time to go. If he doesn't want to go, he doesn't have to go to January 20th, 2025. Unless you use the 25th Amendment. And they are not going to use the 25th Amendment. So Joe Biden, if he is staying, he's back on the campaign trail, the Democrats are going to have a serious problem, because it almost seems like they're at war with each other about this man having to drop out the race. But they feel as though they can still beat Trump. And if they do beat Trump, this will be one of the biggest comebacks in political history, especially when the headwinds is not behind Joe Biden. I'd love to hear your comments in the comments section. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. Hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, but also share this video.